I have been utterly addicted to this game for the last month. It's been driving me loopy. Seriously, every time I start writing the script for this video, I tell myself, just one more loop, and then 3 hours later, I'm still circling. Loop Hero is one of the simplest but tightest and perfectly executed games available today. It's a roguelike from Russian developer 4 Quarters, who also developed the brilliant non-linear puzzle game Please Don't Touch Anything. This game is just so fucking chill. I just love running a few loops whilst listening to a podcast and kicking back. Hi everyone and welcome to this episode of Podcast. Today we're joined by a very special guest, Some Guy. Hi, thanks so much for having me on. Thanks for coming. We've got an action-packed show today. I can't wait for it. But first, a word from our sponsor, Freshman VPN. For the first time ever, you can join a subscription service that sends you a new recipe every day while you shave your balls and your data is protected from hackers. Oh, I love Freshman VPN. I use it all the time. Just use code PODCAST to save 1% on any order over $100 million US. That is a great deal. Now on with the show. So Some Guy, what do you think of Donald Trump's claims that Kim Jong-un is actually a lesbian? Well, that doesn't surprise me because though I want to remain on the fence and not voice any actual opinion at all, he does look like a lesbian. Loop Hero follows a hero who traverses loops. I wonder how it got its name. As always, spoiler alert. The story of Loop Hero focuses on a dying world that's in the process of being erased from existence. You play as a hero who awakens in a small camp, having forgotten almost everything in his life as he tries to remember the world. Questing along a looping road, trying to restore everything around him and defeat the evil lich that threatens reality. As you progress further through the game, defeating bosses and upgrading your camp, the hero remembers more things about the world and everything around him regains its stability. The story of Loop Hero is mostly just a catalyst for the gameplay, being presented in dialogue between the hero and various characters.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Having a conversation with a book. Hang on a minute. That motherfucker insulted my dick size. Oh, you're gonna get it now, you stupid little fucking book.
But there's some nice flavour in there, and a decent amount of thought put into the lore. And I have to say that for a game where you move around a randomly generated map, placing cards to fill out a world with the pieces that you acquire, the idea of rebuilding a partially consumed world shrouded in darkness is absolutely genius. So the gameplay of Loop Hero is a kind of role-playing, deck-building, auto-battling roguelite. You build your deck of cards from that which are available, then head out on an expedition, traverse a randomly generated loop, killing monsters to get gear and cards which you equip or place to apply various abilities or effects to you and the world. As you traverse the world, you also get resources which you take back to camp to build buildings or add to the supplies that you take with you on each loop. The buildings will power you up or unlock more cards or classes or even other mechanics. The game is more roguelite than roguelike, as with each expedition, as you upgrade your camp, you unlock more and more ways to aid your expeditions, which in turn allows you to bring home more resources, etc, etc. And the cycle continues. Or loop. Whoa. Now, I usually don't like auto-battle-y, hands-off type games like this, but this game's actually pretty hands-on and involved until you get to the stage that you're so overpowered you can pretty much just sit back and watch your hero just fucking murdering. And there's so much to discover in this game. The sheer number of mechanics is frankly alarming. Out of Loop, you've got crafting, choosing supplies, creating your deck, and choosing which traits to take and which class to play, which all adds up to the type of build you're going to run. There's building buildings.
If you were building buildings where buildings were built, would that mean you were buildings?
Upgrading the buildings in your camp. Alchemy and unlocking the encyclopedia. Then in Loop you've got card synergies, enemy abilities of which there are frightening amounts. The ability to decide and control when you summon the boss, which gives you a huge amount of input over how your loop goes. Then there's designing the map and choosing where to play each card, and planning what the final form of the map will look like. Which trait you take when you level up according to the stage you're at in your run, choosing which equipment best suits your build.
32 damage, 8. Holy shit, that's amazing.
So there's a lot. Now I won't lie, it's easy to hit a point in the game where you get bored and you think, well, I just go around the same loop and play the same cards and fight the same monsters. It's only how good the RNG equipment is that determines how far I get. Don't worry, I felt like this at one point too, you whiny little bitch. but you just need to take a step back and think about how you're playing the game. Swap your deck up, try a different class, maybe focus on getting high vampirism and regen, or attack speed and counter rather than high HP and damage, or go and watch some tips videos on how to take your loop hero experience to the next level. Try something new and break through the wall, and then you'll see what it is that makes this game so brilliant. The look and feel of this game is right on the mark. The pixel art style really hammers home the dark fantasy vibe of everything. The monsters all look cool and well detailed, and every individual monster type has their own unique micro icons that display on the loop map too. The soundtrack for this game is brilliant. You can be cycling a loop and then suddenly you're singing along to or then you're chilling in camp just contemplating some builds and you hear My favourite track of all is the theme that plays when you're fighting the Lich. It wouldn't sound out of place in Doom or something. Though in all fairness, while I do enjoy the soundtrack, this is the perfect kind of game to put on your own music. I just love running a few loops whilst listening to some tunes and kicking back.
Oh, yeah. Turn the beat up. Turn it down a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. This is music. Apparently.
So, as well as the gameplay and the lore and the aesthetics, this game is crammed full of detail. There are a bunch of weird hidden combinations you won't discover unless you try playing with every type of card, and secrets you can encounter that you might not even necessarily be sure how you encountered them. The game has trophies in-game as well as the achievements, which I love because I got every achievement now, and knowing there's still one trophy I haven't unlocked gives me a reason to keep playing. There are secret bosses too, and these motherfuckers are so well hidden you are very unlikely to stumble upon them by accident.
Ooh, close, that's close. Close. Ooh, nice. That was nearly it. Ooh. Oh, so close. What? Ooh. Oh, nearly got him that time. Nearly.
But that's great, because like I said earlier, this is the kind of game where you play for a while and then you go do some research to find out how to improve your playstyle, and you discover all these hidden things that you never would have thought to try. So to summarise, Loop Hero is a veritable goldmine, packed full of hours of potential fun. If you're the type of person who likes deck building games, or perfectly crafted indie devved roguelikes, or maybe you're just the type of person who really enjoys building a variety of different characters and then seeing how those particular attributes meld together, this is a game for you to literally sit back and watch how your build does. And I just love running a few loops whilst listening to a musical podcast and kicking back.
Welcome to the podcast. Today we'll be talking about such topics as COVID and QAnon. Oh, did you know about 5G? It releases negative hormones and Russia's not real. But first a word from our sponsor. Go to the link in the description to visit FreshmanVPN.
If you want to know just how much I love this game, well, this is the first game I'm going to make a second video on, because I've been thinking and obsessing about this game so much, and I have so many tips and strategies to discuss. But I don't think that fits in a you should play this game type video, because if you've never played the game before, you should experience these things firstly for yourself. So, with that in mind, the next video I upload will be a Loop Hero tips and tricks type video, more just to get it out of my system than anything. I mean seriously, I have been utterly addicted to this game for the last month. It's been driving me loopy.